Alright guys, so I thought we would do another quick Q&A answering a couple of you guys' questions. I get a lot of questions on weight loss. I have an email here for examples of somebody who has been vegan for 50 days. They've lost 7 to 8 pounds. They eat 90% of fruits and a salad a day. So they've been doing the vegan thing for 2 months now, and they didn't give me their age, but unless they're a 2-month-old infant, they've been eating meat and dairy their whole life. So you got to be patient. Your body has gone through so much destruction eating animal-based foods, processed foods. In 2 months, it might sound like a long time, and hey, I congratulate you for doing it that long and sticking with it, but don't expect a full body transformation in just 2 months. So just stick with it, and I promise you'll see results. Everybody does. Everybody who transitions to a plant-based diet sees results. And remember, this isn't about weight loss, this is about getting your health back. It sounds like this person is doing great with eating lots of fruits and vegetables. Don't be afraid to include some grains and legumes. I didn't get that from that email. So be sure to add all the food groups in: fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes. Get a variety and just eat as much as you want until you're satisfied. And don't be afraid to move your body. Your diet is going to help you lose weight. There's no doubt about that. But you do have to do some physical activity, and that doesn't have to be cycling like I do. You can go out and work on your garden. You can just go on walks around your neighborhood or walking your dog or whatever it is, but just be sure to get out there and move your body in some sort of way and continue to incorporate those healthy foods that we talked about. And I wish I could give you a more simple answer when it comes to weight loss and health, but every person, every situation is different. So just be sure to, keep a close relationship with your doctor, your dietitian, whoever you speak with. Just be sure you get those blood results. Make sure those are coming back healthy, because weight loss can vary by all sorts of factors, whether it's hormones, your diet, exercise, so many factors. So just do the basics, eat a healthy diet, get a little bit of exercise and physical activity in, and just be sure that your blood results and all your exams are coming back healthy. Can excess fruit be a problem in terms of weight loss, I suppose they're asking about? And personally, I love fruit. I never restrict myself from any of the 4 food groups that I talked about: fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes. I will eat as many of them as I want until I am full. And that's the key word right there, until I am full. When I first started getting into the high carb, low fat, vegan lifestyle, I would stuff myself on purpose because, I didn't know how to eat. I didn't know how much to eat, so I would make sure I would be getting enough calories so I could get all my nutrients and things like that. But I've done it for so long now that it's just become like instinct, so I know how much to eat. But I see a lot of people out there on social media kind of stuffing themselves down, even with fruit, even with lots of fruit. And so I think that can become a problem if you're trying to just stuff yourself with fruit all day long, to a point where it's painful, to a point that it's not enjoyable. If you feel like eating 30 bananas a day and you feel good on it, then do it. But if you're eating so much fruit that you're stuffing yourself, I don't see why you would want to do that. Fruit tends to have a lot of fiber, a lot of water, so it's very hard to overeat unless you're purposely stuffing yourself. Now, I know there are some different camps out there with different ideas. I know, like I follow Dr. John McDougall, who promotes a starch-based diet, will say to limit your fruit so you can get more starch in. And people have different ideas out there, and Dr. John McDougall and his program definitely has a lot of success with people losing weight and reversing illnesses. But I would say just do what works for you. And just to comment real quick on some of the studies out there that are done on fructose and that leading to weight gain. And I know there's a whole path that we talked about in school about the fructose pathway and then how that turns to fat. But the studies that have been done on that, the fructose they use is usually high fructose corn syrup and other refined sugars, but they normally don't use fruit. Guys, fruit is a health food, okay? You shouldn't worry about gaining weight on it unless you're stuffing yourself with fruit all day. Probably the same thing is going to happen if you stuff rice in your face all day long, or if you do it with potatoes, or if you do it with beans, whatever it is. But if you're eating it to the point where you're actually full and feels good, then yes, that's healthy. Somebody else asks me how much I work out, And the best way to answer that is to click on the link down below to my Strava account. You guys can follow me and see exactly how much I do on a weekly basis. I work just like everybody else, and I go to school and things like that. So I'm a pretty busy person, and I can't say that I'm out there on the bike every single day. I would love to be, but yeah, I try to go out on a bike ride or play soccer with my friends or whatever it is that I can do. So on average, I would say maybe 2 days or maybe 3 days of cycling per week. It's not that much. When I do go cycling, I like to use my time wisely, so I'll go on maybe like a 2 hour, 3 hour ride or something like that, but only because I enjoy it and I love the sport. Now, just because I'm linking my Strava account, okay, you don't have to replicate exactly what I do. Especially if you're a beginner and you want to get into cycling, take it at your own pace. You don't have to match my level. Take it easy, get into it slowly, because you don't want to injure yourself. Don't feel like you need to run the weight off or to exercise the weight off. Move your body to the point where it's fun, kind of like eating. Eat up to the point where it feels good. Exercise to the point where it feels good. Don't overdo it. And remember, you got to think of this long term. This is an investment you're doing to your life, right? This is like life insurance. So just take it day by day. Take it easy. Don't rush things. Don't rush it with the diet. Don't rush it with your exercise. Take it easy. Take it at a sustainable pace, and you will see the long-term results. That's what it's about, the long-term results. Also, a lot of people are wondering what my camera and audio setup look like, as I'm sure you guys have noticed the quality gains I've had here on the Bananiac channel. Right here on the side, I have a box that my tripod came in, and this is the microphone, the Rode Video Mic Go, and I just have it on this box here, and I take it a little bit out of frame. There we go. And I bring it closer so you guys can hear a nicer sound, so it's not too far away. With my camera, I have the Canon T5i. I bought it on sale because the T6i came out, and this is now like a discontinued model or whatever. I find that buying discontinued items is probably the best way to go, because you can still get it new, but just with a used price basically of what it would be when it was actually out on the market. Anyway, I used the new Canon 50mm STM lens that just came out, which is really nice. I highly recommend this camera lens. It can't zoom or anything like that, but it does make the quality of the video a lot nicer, brings in a lot of light to the camera and kind of makes the background a little blurry. And yeah, the camera's sitting on a tripod over there, so that's my basic setup. I'll do a more in-depth video on that, but just a quick answer to that for the Q&A. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed that Q&A and found it useful. Hit the like button down below if you did. And if you guys have more questions for me, post them down below in the comment section, or reach out to me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All the links are in the description down below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.